What's going on, Scrubs? It is Cyber D Money Gaming, and I apologize for not uploading anything in a good 3 or 4 months. I just don't know how to articulate my thoughts into a video, but I am back with yet another deck profile, and this is my Cyber Dragon deck profile, where I went undefeated in Swiss at the OTS Championship tournament in Pawtucket, Rhode Island at Untapped Games, and I got all the way up to top 4. Now, before I begin, I would like to say that the main deck has changed up since the Denver Regional. I actually had the main deck the same as it was in Denver, but I decided to change it up on the week of the event. So we're going to go over this. There are 40 cards in the main deck, 22 monsters, 14 spells, and 4 trap cards. So kicking it off, we got the standard triple copies of Cyber Dragon. It's the main heart and soul of the deck. And then we got the triple copies of Cyber Dragon Core, which is your go-to normal summon. When it's normal summon, you add a Cyber Spell or Trap card from your deck to your hand, or if it's in your graveyard, well, your opponent controls a monster and you don't, you can banish it to special summon a Cyber Dragon monster from the deck to the field. We got our triple copies of Cyber Dragon Hertz. Combos will have Galaxy Soldier. When sent to the graveyard, you can add a Cyber Dragon from your graveyard or deck to your hand. We got triple copies of Cyber Dragon Natcher. Very good in the grind game. These 9 are machine duplication targets, as we mentioned in the Denver Regional deck profile. So you use machine duplication on one of them, and you can summon 2 Cyber Dragons from your deck. Then we got the 1 copy of Cyber Dragon Veer. Some people like it, some don't. I love it, because you can chain block with Cyber Dragon Core if necessary. Like prevent it from being Ash. You go Chain Link 1, the effect to add a Cyber Spell or Track card, Chain Link 2, special summon it, and they don't have a chance to Ash Blossom it. So next up we have the double copies of Galaxy Soldier. With Cyber Dragon Hertz, what you can do is you can send Hertz to the graveyard to special summon Galaxy Soldier, and you can form a chain link of Chain Link 1, search Cyber Dragon from your deck or graveyard to hand, and Chain Link 2, add another copy of Galaxy Soldier to your hand, or you can do it in reverse. By the way, this is to prevent one of them from being Ash Blossomed, if necessary. And next up we have 1 copy of Jizakura, the Star Destroying Kaiju. It makes Chimeratech Fortress Dragon live pretty much all the time. Like attribute it over like a negator, such as Naturia Beast, Borderlord Savage Dragon, and whatnot. And then you summon like a Cyber Dragon, you can contact Fuse for a free 2000 attack beater. And next for the hand traps, we are actually rocking 2 DD Crow in the main deck. Now, before I changed up the main deck, it was actually Ash Blossoms, because that's what I ran at the Denver, Colorado Regional, but I switched it out. I actually didn't play Ash at all in this build. And DD Crow is actually amazing in the meta. Like, it hits Spiral, hits Lunalight, it hits Dragon Link to an extent. The only matchups it's not too solid against are Altergeist and Subterra, but for everything else, it's really good. Then we got my Psyframe package, we got the triple Gamma, and unfortunately we have to play the driver to resolve Gamma, but it's a price you gotta pay. All around solid card, it hits basically anything. Well, any monster effects that are activated, so you can like hit almost any top deck that you want. That's it for the monsters. For the main deck, we got spells coming up. We have the triple copies of Cyber Emergency, the 1 copy of Cyber Repair Plant. 1 is fine. I mean, I tried 2, although I switched out my build, but I went back to 1. You don't really need it all that much. And we got the 1 copy of Cyber Rev System, which is basically your Monster Reborn for the deck. It doesn't target, and you choose where you summon your Cyber Dragon from on resolution, so you activate it, and they'd have to chain DD Crow to it before you decide where to summon it from. So if you like banish your only Cyber Dragon from the graveyard, you can just summon 1 from the hand. Cyberload Fusion, 1 copy, MVP of the deck. Like, this card is amazing. You basically finish off your opponent and by fusing your Cyber Dragons into Cyber Twin during the battle phase and getting 2 attacks off. Just like in Denver, this card won me a lot of games at the OTS Championship. And for non-Cyber Dragon related cards, we got 3 copies of Machine Duplication, like we mentioned before. We have Core, Hertz, and Natcher. You activate it, target them, then you can summon up to 2 Cyber Dragons from your deck to the field. If you have the count of Cyber Dragons while on the field. Face up. Next up, we actually played 2 copies of Overload Fusion, in contrast to the build I played in Denver. This is one of the main changes besides DD Crows, and honestly, the 2 copies of Overload Fusion, they were very noticeable in a positive way. I absolutely loved ripping Overload Fusion, just popping my opponent's stuff with Rampage Dragon and just gaming my opponent. Next up, we play 2 copies of Lightning Storm. I only have 2, and even if I had 3, I'd probably stick to 2 because I wouldn't know what to take out. But for those that don't know, you can only activate this card to control no face-up cards. You can either destroy all face-up attack position monsters your opponent controls, or destroy all spell and trap cards you control. And it's not really such a bad thing late game, because if we have the ability to like tribute set, say Cyber Dragon, like tribute set it, and there's no other face-up cards, we can just activate Lightning Storm, just blow their back row off, because we just need to control no face-up cards, period. And the lone copy of Foolish Burial. It's a nice starter if you need it. Like, if you don't have a Cyber Emergency or a Cyber Dragon Core in your hand, you can, like, use it to dump Cyber Dragon Core, banish it, summon a Cyber Dragon monster, or you can dump Cyber Dragon Hurts and add a Cyber Dragon to your hand. And we play 4 trap cards, the triple copies of Infinite Impermanence, and the 1 copy of Cybernetic Overflow. Now, for those that have been following me and keeping tabs on me, you guys know that Evenly Matched is one of my favorite cards, and I, quite honestly, play it in the main deck almost all the time, but I switched it out into the sideboard because I didn't really see it as necessary. I decided to put Lightning Storms instead in the main deck. So that is it for the main deck. We're going to go into the extra deck now. We play 1 copy of Cyber Dragon Seeger, 1 copy of Solomon Great Almirage. We did play Cleaport Genius in the Denver build, but we switched it out for a Gravity Controller until, Master Roll of 5 hits. And the reason why I play Gravity Controller is because there will be times when your Mega Fleet or your Fortress is, like, stuck into EMZ, and you'll have, like, a chance to get 2 Galaxy Soldiers out on board, but you won't be able to, like, link them off or XYZ them because you won't have an open zone. Now, this will, of course, be solved with Master Rule revisions because we won't need to stick the Fortress or Mega Fleet in the EMZ, but until then, that's why I played Gravity Controller. It also has a nice little niche effect where you can just bounce it and a monster into EMZ when it attacks. Haven't really came up, but it's there. Cyframe Lord Lambda. With Gammas, this stops Nibiru in their tracks. Like, you can activate your Cyframe effects in hand while this thing is on the field. So you swarm. With this on the field, they go Nibiru, and you're like, nope, Gamma, sorry. 1 copy of Nightmare Phoenix pops Annoying Floodgates. Not really much else to say. For XYZs, we play 2 Cyber Dragon Nova and 2 Cyber Dragon Infinity. And finally, for the fusions, we play 6. 1 copy of Cyber Twin Dragon, my favorite card in the game overall, even outside competitive play. 2 copies of Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon. You summon it off of Overload Fusion or even Cyber Load Fusion if it calls for it. When it's summoned, you pop a number of spell or trap cards on the field equal to the amount of materials used for its fusion summon, and you can also send up to 2 light machines from your deck to your graveyard to gain additional attacks. And the contact fusions of 2 Mega Fleet, 1 Fortress. Standard stuff like you get rid of an Apollosa from the EMZ with your Cyber Dragon monster. You go into Mega Fleet, you have a 24 beater. Fortress, get rid of the Jizakura you summon to the other side of the field, get a 2000 beater. Nice stuff. And last but not least, for the side deck, we play 2 copies of Drone Lockbird. It shuts down Spiral, shuts down Lunalite Danger to an extent, deals with just anything that does match searching. We side 2 Cosmic Cyclones, additional back row hate. Assists our Lightning Storm and our Cybernetic Overflow. Gets rid of Mystic Mine and any other annoying Floodgate. 2 copies of Dark Ruler No More that I'm actually borrowing from someone. I'll return to them eventually. I sided these in, but I didn't draw them. So these are one of the 2 side deck cards that didn't really come up. Still good though. Like, they have a board full of negators. Like Block Dragon BA, for instance. They have like Fossil Dynamite, Natural Beast, and some other annoying stuff. You just play that and then you break their board apart. The other card I did not play, triple copies of Dimensional Barrier. The fun fact is this was supposed to be Heat Waves, but I did not get my Heat Waves in time. In fact, I still haven't gotten them. So, yeah, I had to improvise and put these instead. I actually feel that if I did have my Heat Waves, I would have been able to win my top 4 match because I would have decided the Heat Waves in for those. But I did my best with what I had, so. 3 copies of Different Dimension Ground, which is actually the MVP side deck card of the day. Like, I side this in against stuff like Infernoid, Salamangreat, Luna Lights. We'll get into the matchups in a bit, but this was my most used side deck card of the day. Oh, another neat thing is if you're in the mirror match or if you're in a matchup where you feel like they're going to Mega Fleet you, you activate this during their opponent's draw phase or standby phase, and they can't actually summon their own Mega Fleet or Fortress against you by using your monsters, because the monsters have to hit the graveyard as a summoning requirement and as a summoning condition, and Different Dimension Ground makes the monsters vanish instead. So yeah. And finally, triple copies of Evenly Matched. I kind of miss them in the main deck, and I was honestly okay with putting them in the sideboard. I mean, I'm going to keep the deck as is for right now, but I had to keep them in the list either way. So that's pretty much the deck. I went 6-0 in Swiss, and my matchups were round 1, Sky Striker of all things. Like, I opened Lightning Storm on him, and I went Lightning Storm, pop his 2, there can be only one, so I just straight up OTK'd him game 1. Round 2, I faced one of my good friends from locals. He plays Salamangreat. I beat him 2-0. It was a pretty difficult matchup. It was pretty grindy. I do know one game I sniped his Salamangreat Roar with DD Crow, and the other game I sniped his Jack Jaguar with DD Crow. So DD Crow was amazing in that matchup. Round 3, I beat Infernoids 2-0. Round 4, I beat True Draco 2-1. Like, game 2, I tried to Cosmic Cyclone as anti-spell fragrance, and I Solemn Judgment. So I just set all my back row, which was all my spells, which was Cyber Emergency, Repair Plant, Overload Fusion, Machine Duplication, to wait for next turn. And he actually popped the card I wanted him to pop when that was Repair Plant. Thankfully, he didn't pop the Overload Fusion or Emergency, but I just OTK'd him next turn. Round 5 was versus Luna Light. I won 2-0. He made me go first both games, and I opened with Infinity plus Lambda plus Overflow, so there was really not much you could do about it. And round 6, I beat Orcus 2-0. And then in top 8, I beat Zombies 2-0. Unfortunately, that was kind of a moral dilemma for me because I already had my invite, and top 4 got their invites, and he didn't. But I went there to try to win the match, so I had to win that match. I'm a competitive player. I know it seems kind of dickish of me, but what are you going to do? Top 4, I lost a very close match to True King Dino, and that's actually a match where I would have decided Heat Waves for, so yeah, unfortunately, didn't have the Heat Waves for that event, but I did my best, so I can't really complain. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this deck profile. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. I don't know when the next time I'm going to do more videos is going to be. We're actually going to be opening a case of Dual Overload in our next recording, which will be after this gets finished up. So yeah, we're going to be opening that up. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys for the case opening. Stay salty, scrubs. Stay salty.